As important as your decisions are during the race year, from managing part upgrades to driver egos, it is just as vital that your choices during the offseason are strong, as they will determine the floor and ceiling of your team's performance. And no, a new coat of paint and a name change will not cover up a stanky mess, so let's ensure you manage this well. Before we get to the transition itself, there's a few things you'll want to know. The current and maximum performance values for your highest two parts in each category will become your car's original part specification in the following season, with some minor variation of a few points. That means each engine, gearbox, suspension, etc. is not just important now, but to give you a higher starting point from which to build in the future. This transition will also remove any risk associated with each part, so if you can afford to build a spare that is very risky, but also very powerful, it can boost your baseline to enormous heights. You can build a pair of these to start off next year's cars as high as possible, but if you are wanting to save a bit of cash, just build one really high performing part in each category, and look to build even better parts to race on next year. You don't need to use your staff to boost the reliability of this preseason part at all, as it will be reset to base chassis reliability with the new season. However, you will want to spend some time improving the performance before the year is over, as the game will not necessarily give you the full potential performance number on the transition. That performance number is where next year's factory parts will begin, so if you are just building to increase your baseline for next year, that's the number that matters. Caveat: if you change leagues, your parts will not carry over at all, as you will be provided with an entirely new car for the league. Also, don't forget that you will need to manage your bank account. One additional thing you can do is to change the amount of cash you stock away on each race for next year's chassis. You can do this from the finances screen, choosing one of three options: low, medium, or high. As your leftover cash rolls over from year to year, you can set this value to low to give yourself maximum wallet flexibility for the current season. Just know that your cash infusion at the chassis build screen will be small. Then as you near the end of the season, ensure that your prize payout, chassis infusion, and current wallet will get you through the preseason construction period. You will get additional funds from the chairman at the start of the year for your performance target, but it's very easy to see a green number at the top of the screen and blow it all on HQ upgrades and forget to save any for the chassis, so keep that in mind. You can go to the Team tab at any point during the season to review how much you, or any team on the grid, spent on their chassis for the season, and can use this to help you judge how much you will need to save. Okay, so you've received your prize payout for the year, and you are ready to move on into next season. Before you get to car construction, I'd run a quick check over your staff to see if any contracts need to be renewed. It can take some time to renegotiate a deal, so I recommend starting this process before preseason begins. Don't forget about your pit crew either. Losing a curated crew is painful. Trust me, I know. All non-pit crew contracts run through full seasons, and by doing the majority of your staff changes during this dead period, you should be able to reduce or even eliminate the necessity of paying penalties for breaking contracts, both for staff you currently have and for your new hires. It may not look like much, but $1 million here and there can really add up. Additionally, know that your chairman's happiness with the job you are doing will remain at its current value when you move to next season. So if you are looking like a wanker, you might want to be more conservative in selecting your next performance target, to give you some leeway in improving that relationship. So it's time to build the car for the upcoming season. Unless your last name ends in Stroll, you should be looking to get the most bang for your monetary unit of choice. To this end, I believe the best stat categories are tire wear, improvability, and engine boost, in that order. Tire heating is certainly a nice to have, and I wouldn't look to tank your fuel efficiency, but in my experience, they are the less important stats. Better tire wear improves your race pace and stint length, improvability, the amount you can boost your car over the course of a season, and of course engine power is king. The trick is finding the right balance of suppliers for your budget, and don't forget that just because a supplier is the most expensive doesn't mean it is the best choice. My recommendation is to choose pairs of suppliers, as the engine and fuel suppliers affect fuel efficiency and improvability, while the material and brake suppliers alter tire heating and wear. Your goal is to find the most cost-effective pairing, so sometimes that means sacrificing one of the pair completely. It's possible that the best combination doesn't use the top-tier manufacturers, so I really urge you to click through the options a few times while watching the star rating on the right-hand side of the screen. The aero packages break the pairing restriction slightly, so if you are in a championship that offers that customization option, you'll be a little freer to make tweaks, but the overall importance ranking of the categories remain the same. Lastly comes the chairman's investment into the team for the year, and your finishing goal. To some extent, this is personal preference, whether you opt to remain cautious or choose to more aggressively pursue your goals. I do think that your chairman's current happiness value is important to how much risk you can take on in your quest, with a happy chairman at the start of the year giving you some leeway to target a higher finish, as underperforming a bit will not immediately risk your job. The easiest barometer I can give you for this choice is where your engine currently is in relation to the rest of the grid, modified by how much you expect that value to improve over the course of the season. This should put you in the ballpark. Now it's your job to smash it over the fence. Yeah, I'm mixing the sport metaphors here. Get over it and get cracking on that championship.